Alright, we are back. Disney's D23 Fan Expo is currently underway, and we just took a look at the first full trailer for Moana 2. You can check out that video right up here. But now we're going to take a look at a long-awaited teaser for the Snow White remake. This film has been underway for a long time, and it has had a few controversies. I talked about those in a previous video, but mostly it boiled down to people not being too happy about Rachel Zegler, who plays Snow White in this movie. It was basically that she didn't really appreciate what Snow White is or is supposed to be in the original animated version. And of course, the animated Snow White is a very important movie, not just to Disney, but in general. That was the movie that kick-started this way of animated filmmaking. Feature-length animation wasn't really a thing before Snow White. And that's also why this remake is such a hot topic in some way. There was also some talk about how Disney was rumored to have tried to sort of diversify the seven dwarfs to no longer be seven dwarfs for some reason. I think that particular rumor has kind of been discredited later on, because we saw a photo at some point of these, I suppose they were computer animated dwarves that looked more like the animated version than what we had previously seen from a leaked set photo. But there's been a lot of talk and feelings about this movie, so I am really excited to finally see what it's actually going to look like. So let's not delay this any longer. Let's jump into the teaser. Alright, I just pulled it up and already I have thoughts. This first look here, it's obviously the dwarf's cabin, and it looks very much like the original, and it's very pretty, but it also looks a little bit fake. Yeah, I don't know. Let's jump into it. There she is, with a deer. A computer animated deer. Oh, all of the little critters. And the dwarfs! I mean, they look like the animated version.
So, whistle while you work.
Wow. Okay. Gal Gadot.
On the wall.
The fairest one of all.
Is she picking her own apples? What is going on? Aww. Cute. No, don't eat that. Okay, so it actually looked a lot like the animated version. The dwarves looked a lot like the animated version, a little bit more stiff in some way. They looked a little bit weird compared to Snow White, who looks like a human, and they look very much like animated characters. But of course, that's also kind of what it looks like in the original film. But it looked like Snow White. I mean, I've said this before, but I think Rachel Zegler looks a lot like Snow White. I don't know if this was the move for the Queen, though. I do think that Gal Gadot in this outfit looks like the animated version of the Queen, but I don't know if this outfit was the way to go. If you want to modernize a little bit, then why would she wear the, I don't know. I mean, she's beautiful, of course she is, and that is, of course, the main thing that she needs to be. Yeah, I don't know if I'm really sold on Gal Gadot as the Queen, but I guess we'll have to wait for a future trailer to really see if she does something good with the role. Yeah, I think this shot is pretty good. This is where one of those shots where they're kind of nailing the live action adaptation of it. It's very much the same shot as in the animated version, but it's very beautifully realized. But this is also one of the more down-to-earth human scenes in the movie. Guys, I really don't know if this was the move with the dwarves. Look at their faces. Why do they look like that? It's kind of uncanny. They somehow look very much like costumes, like they've put on a mask or something. They seem sort of restricted in their movement in some way. I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on what it is I think is wrong with it, because they do look like the dwarves from Snow White. It's just not right. I am really looking forward to seeing what they're doing with turning Gal Gadot into this old hag at some point in the movie. That'll be fun. There's a slight short little look at her right there. Yeah, we can't really see much here, but that'll be interesting to see. And then there's this scene where she's fleeing into the forest, which this seems a little over the top, you know? Like she isn't actually being chased by evil trees in the original animated version. That is something that she's imagining because she's alone and afraid. So this seems a little bit too much in some way. Like it looks like they are actually trying to grab her, the branches. That's not what's really happening in the animated version. I don't know, you guys. I'll try to remain cautiously optimistic on it. I do think that some of it looks really great. I think Rachel Zegler looks great as Snow White. She looks very much like the character. Some of it might look a little bit too much like the animated version. I think they should have gone a different direction with the dwarves, but hey, we only saw 3 short clips of them here. We'll have to wait for a full trailer to actually see them emote and talk to each other or to Snow White in the future before we actually make a judgment on this movie. You know I'm going to watch it anyways, so but what did you guys think about this? Because I'm obviously very conflicted on this. Some of it looked great, some of it didn't. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And while you're down there, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want more videos from me. Up next, I'm probably taking a look at the new trailer for Mufasa, the Lion King. So if you want to get notified when that drops, you know what to do. But with that said, that's pretty much all I had for you for now. My name is Martin Riise. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care and so long.